That's another edition of the City Game, and boy, it feels good to be back on the winning side. And um, it's a special day for me personally because I get so many people that contact me that are former players and managers and male practice players, sending me texts and messages about this game. And I think that our players that are on our team now have a really good understanding of the importance of this game and the fun of this game. It is fun for the kids. But today, I thought we were very good as a team. And obviously, Amanda Kalin has had quite a season so far. And today, she gave us really quality minutes with driving the ball to the basket and scoring the ball. And then Amaya, to my left, your right, with 17 points and 6 rebounds, and her first City game as a freshman was outstanding. But Paige Cannon had 9 rebounds, and Nina Aho flirted with a triple-double with 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, and only 2 turnovers. Libby with 13 points and 6 rebounds. We got contributions from everyone, from literally everyone on our roster at important times in the game. And so I couldn't be more proud of our team. I don't feel like we played our best game, but I thought that we played a very good team game today.
Amaya, for you, this was your first taste of the City Game. What did you see, and how maybe with these two teams maybe coming at each other with that rivalry, did that bring out the best in you today?
I'm just a really competitive person. We had a big rivalry when I was in high school, and I was really excited this game and excited to be a part of it. And my teammates played hard. I was a little nervous at first, but it went away really quick because I just wanted to win and stay with a lot of energy throughout the whole game. It was a lot of fun.
With you being new to this, how was this game and this rivalry explained to you by teammates and coaches? And I guess how was the rivalry and the importance of it explained?
Yeah, no, I know that we've had a lot of success in this City Game the past couple of years and everything. I know last year we didn't get it, so it was really important for us to get it this year. And I know that usually people think of us as maybe the underdog, so it's really cool to just win, go out there and play our hearts out and give it all we got.
Amanda, just how would you explain the beginning of the game where you were just being aggressive, doing what you do best, going through the lane, and how maybe did those looks set up your teammates for the rest of the game?
Well, when it's a game like this, we have to come out with intensity, and I didn't want to. We know we can't start slow because if you start slow on a team like that, it's harder to recover. So I think me and all my teammates were ready to go from the start.
How has a game like this, you've been confident all season long, but how has that continued to drive you and continue to bring out the best in you?
I would just say my teammates and everything. We're playing for each other, and I know that they have my back. If I maybe make a mistake, I know someone else is going to pick it up because each game we have somebody step up. So with having a great team atmosphere, I know everybody's going to step in.
Dan, you look at the loose balls and the second chance opportunities, and you guys were really getting the vast majority of those, and those started a lot of your runs. Just what did you tell your team to keep them composed and to get those loose balls?
I didn't really have to tell them anything. We have a group that plays very, very hard when they're on the floor, and it is so nice that you don't have to coach effort. We have a group, literally everyone on the floor is going to dive on the floor. About the only thing that we don't do that we could be better at is we could certainly take charges, which we don't do. And we could be much better at that. But we're scrappy. We're willing to get on the floor. Our box outs were good today, even though we were out rebounded. But a lot of that is just those kids having that type of demeanor, that type of attitude, and then for the younger ones, understanding what our culture has been for many years.
This is obviously something that's outside all of your all's control, but I was curious, if at all, how much more meaning a game like this takes on as players and for you, Dan, as a coach, when this is the only basketball game between Pitt and Duquesne this year with the men not playing for the first time in decades. Does a game like this take on a little more meaning when this is Duquesne's one chance at Pitt for the year?
Do you guys want to answer it all?
Well, from a player's perspective, kind of like Maya said earlier, we always get looked down upon because we're Duquesne, we're on the A10, and they're Pitt, they're ACC. So we always have a chip on our shoulder because of that, and people look over us. But I think we've proven many years that we're just good, if not better.
I would say that, kind of going off what Amanda just said, the casual fan thinks that. And the people who really know women's basketball in Pittsburgh know that we've been pretty darn good for the last 11 years. We're 9-2 in the last 11 years. And so for the people who really know basketball in Western Pennsylvania, I think that they look at this as an important game because it's good for girls basketball. I know the people at Duquesne, the alumni, we all think that, regardless if the men are playing or not. I don't have any idea why our men are not playing Pitt men because and this is not coach speak. I literally don't have any idea. I'm so focused in on what we're doing, and I got to tell you, I really appreciate Lance, Pitt's head coach, continuing our series. A lot of ACC, a lot of Power 5 schools are not re-upping rivalries and contracts because they're going to 20 league games. And so I feel very fortunate, and I thank Lance for continuing this series because I do feel like it's great for our program. I think it is good for their program. They're much improving. And I think it's good for girls basketball in Western Pennsylvania.
You mentioned, Dan, with Nina and her coming back, and obviously she's been bitten a bit by the injury bug, but to any of you player-coach perspective, for her to flirt with a triple-double in her first game back and make very few if little mistakes means what to this team going forward?
Nina 2 days ago had a really good practice, her first day back out of concussion protocol. And 2 days ago I turned to one of our assistants, Vanessa Abel, and I said, I think she's really starting to get it. And Vanessa used the word, she's embracing it. And what is that? What is that it? What is that embracing? It's going up strong and not playing the victim when she's hit. Nina has dealt with a lot of injuries in her career, and sometimes she's fallen to the ground like she had just been shot, and she's gone away from that. So now she's embracing the physicality and that physical play, especially at the rim. And I thought she was fouled 2 or 3 times today that might be called differently in a regular season game. But embracing the physicality and her doing that on a consistent basis is going to really make us dangerous and really, really tough to beat.
You also look at Angela developing an inside game within the beginning of the season, and usually she's been a standing three-point shooter, but she showed some post moves today. How important has her development been for this team?
Well, so many people teach a one dribble drop step or a one dribble and shoot the ball, and we would prefer kids in our posts with their back to the basket to take 2 dribbles, sometimes a third dribble, to make the defender, first of all, they're going to stand up. Post players want to stand. They don't want to stay in a stance. They're going to stand up, and then once you feel them shift their weight, then you can go into your move. And Angela's gotten much better at that. But with Angela, Laya, and Precious, we sort of have a 3-headed monster. We didn't see Precious as much today, but when you look at the 3 centers on our team, we were 3 for 4, 3 for 7, and 2 for 3. So that's 6 out of 11, 8 out of 14 from your center spot. I can't be more happy than that. It's got to be about 60% from your 5s. So between those 3, they all give you back to the basket presence. But Angela's ability to shoot the 3 is outstanding. Today it didn't go in, but we saw in Manhattan what she can do. We were able to slip today, and she was slipping screens to about 15, 16 feet, and then we corrected her to slip and get to the 3-point line. Because if she makes 1 or 2 of those, then we become very, very hard to guard.
Among all the statistics that are noticeable, the bench points were incredibly noticeable today on both ends. Just the way that you guys are able to score the ball and the way that you're able to prevent them from scoring the ball. What went into that battle today for you?
One of the things I've talked about with the team is, are you guys done with the players?
Whatever. I mean,
You guys need the players more? Because I want to dismiss them so they can go see their families and stuff. Okay,
Oh.
go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Okay, so sorry about that. But getting back to your point, like we have 9 or 10 healthy players, and so I have really talked to them since the beginning of the year when we were a little bit more healthy about you can extend your minutes and play meaningful minutes by being productive. And that's everything from tips from behind and deflections to making shots. Now that we've lost 3 players, 2 of them to season-ending injuries possibly, we have 9. So everybody's going to play. And we have a really good group who are always in the gym. And it's a special group because they want to be in the gym. We don't ever have to say anything to them. we were in the gym at 9 a.m. this morning for an hour with an optional shoot around, which was truly optional, and every single player was there. So a kid like Kirsten Elliott, who's a walk-on, who earned a scholarship, now she's taken the next step, the next progression to be a valuable sub and playing 10 minutes a game in the city game. She missed a couple shots today, but we have confidence in her that she's going to make those shots. So it's going to be a situation with our bench that they're going to have to provide us minutes that are quality, meaningful minutes, but also we've got 9 kids and all 9 are going to play. All 9 are going to play, and that's for the rest of the season.
Going into this season, Dan, y'all were already having to replace your top 3 scorers from last season. You touched on those injuries there. With having those 9, I mean, how much have they responded to or even seemed to embrace that challenge that's sort of before them now?
It's a situation. We lost 5,000 points. Like I say that to myself, and I'm just like, we lost 5,000 points, 1,800 rebounds, our all-time blocks leader, our all-time three-point shooter. 3 of those 5 seniors signed pro contracts, and a lot of people didn't give respect to the team that we had coming back, and we were picked 9th, and I'm not real happy about that, but we'll use that as motivation. But also, people didn't know what we had, because we had so many kids that graduated who had played so many meaningful minutes that it was a refresh, it was a reboot. So when we graduated those seniors and they went off to their professional careers, right around mid-May, it became a whole new team in a sense. We returned Paige and Libby and Amanda who had played, but the rest of those guys, even the guys who had been there for 3 and 4 years as redshirts, had never played. And so now we didn't know what we had. And so before the season started, we really thought we were going to be good defensively, and we didn't know how we would be able to score. And that tells you about how coaches are. We really don't know what we don't know. And I didn't know that we would be able to score the ball like we've had. I think the lowest point total we've had this year is 74. So we have the ability to score the ball. We have firepower. I've talked about that defensively we are a work in progress, and we will be a work in progress for a good amount of time as we kind of figure out what works. But we've changed the way we've played offensively a little bit, and certainly defensively.